Topic of today's video is going to be leave abuser or lose yourself. Recently, I've been watching different stories of women who currently are staying with the abuser. And let me tell you a quick story of one of these women. She stays with her abuser for a very long time, and he doesn't work. She is taking care of her sick uncle, and other relatives, they pay her for taking care of her sick uncle. And also she receives some money for kids, and she has 3 kids at this moment. And she didn't want to have as many kids, but abuser kept raping her, and he kept giving her kids to make her stuck with him for life. And she described her life as a horror movie. She has no emotional power. She is so tired because everything happens over and over again every single day. And she's stuck with him in the home that she purchased by using money that she received for kids. So basically, abuser is a total leech. He lives based off of her income, and he stays at home most of the time. He drinks, he smokes, using again her money because he has no income. And he treats her horribly. He puts hands on her. She said that he's okay with kids. He doesn't abuse his kids, but he puts hands on her. He physically abuses her. And she's tired of this life. And she was asking other women for advice. And I was reading advices from other women, and most people, they said you have to leave him, you have to make a plan and leave him. But other women, they said that as long as she is in very weak mental state, she cannot leave him. And I agree. I was in the same situation. I was counting, I had like maybe 5 abusive relationships that stuck in my head that I can remember, because other relationships were toxic, but I didn't stay long. But I had 5 abusive relationships, and the first one was the longest. It was with my ex-wife. And she also was physically abusive, but I was very weak at that point. It didn't even cross my mind to leave her, because my main goal at that time was to have a family and to keep the family, no matter what. And I believed at that time that something was wrong with me, that I had to fix myself, that maybe I was not good enough. And knowledge is a power. When I started to research topic of abuse many years ago, I started to educate myself, and I gained knowledge. That's when I started to gain mental power. If a victim stays in toxic, abusive relationships and doesn't know what is going on, it's very difficult to make the right decision. So this woman that I was talking about, she stays with her abuser, and at this point she already found a community of other women, and she already asking for advice, which is really good. And she recognized that she has been abused for so many years, and many women gave her different information and different ways of dealing with this abuser. And it's amazing that when you start looking for an answer, the answer will come, the right answer. The solutions will come. So the first step is to identify that you are indeed in toxic relationship and your partner is an abuser. This is the most important step, because when I was in my longest abusive relationships, I have been staying for that long only because I did not know that my partner, my ex-wife, that she was an abuser and the relationship was toxic. I didn't know that. So first thing, to recognize, okay, my relationship is abusive, my relationship is toxic, and my partner is abusing me. So this is the most crucial initial step. And then you will research this topic of abuse. You will listen and re-listen different stories of other women of abuse. You will listen to many psychologists. My favorite psychologist right now, Sam Vaknin, because his explanation of the mind of narcissist, of psychopath, it's very unique. His approach to this problem is very unique, and I really enjoy listening to his lectures, to his videos. He recently even did his first live, not on his channel but on other channel, and I was on his live, and very important information he gives about how the mind of narcissist, of psychopath works. So research is the second step. Once you identify, okay, my relationship is abusive, and you starting to research, then you gain knowledge, you gain understanding that is nothing wrong with you, but everything is wrong with your partner. And next step, third step, you try to find a way out until you make a very firm decision to leave. Nothing is going to change, and you will be wasting your time, your valuable years with an abusive partner, man or woman. In my case, my the longest abusive relationship was with a woman. And you know why? I think the answer is because I lost my mom, and I was searching for my mom's replacement. I wanted to receive warmth of a woman. I wanted to receive this connection that I lost, and I never found it. So if you lost someone you loved, your close relative, maybe your parent, don't go out and look for the replacement, because instead of replacement of your loved ones, you will find an abuser. This happened to me, and unfortunately I was blind. I couldn't see the reality. So after you decided to leave your partner, then the real work starts, because it's not easy. It's the most difficult step to leave. Usually a victim has no resources. Usually a victim has no power emotionally, physically. a victim feels exhausted. And that's how I felt in all of my relationships, short-term, long-term abusive relationships. At the end, I felt powerless. I felt exhausted. I felt stressed out. I felt no energy, no desire, no motivation. I basically was existing and not living my life. So this woman who posted her story and asked the community of other women to help her, she came to the most difficult step to leave her abuser. And let me tell you something, it's not easy. It's not easy because abuser knows a lot of things about you. Abuser knows your weaknesses. Abuser knows the buttons to push. He knows how to manipulate you. He knows how to make you come back. Even if you try to leave, you will be back. Also, flying monkeys. It may be your relatives. It may be your friends who are staying in contact with the abuser and may provide your new location to the abuser. So this woman who posted and asked for advice, she said that her relatives are flying monkeys. They help abusers to find her. She tried to leave before, and every time her relatives told this abuser her location, he eventually found her, and it ended really bad for her because he again put his hands on her and threatened her to end her life. She also worries about the safety of her children because they are little girls and they cannot protect themselves. So leaving the abuser, it's the most difficult step because he knows everything about you. You have weakness. Your mind is not strong enough to live forever. You may be very tempted to come back after you leave him. And also your friends, your relatives, we call them flying monkey. Flying monkeys, they can provide your abuser the new location. So this step is very crucial because to leave, first you have to make firm determination. Okay, I'm no longer is going to be with him. I no longer want to tolerate this horrible behavior, this physical, emotional, financial abuse, disrespect. I deserve better. I deserve as much love as I give. When you realize this, that you deserve much more, then you may feel angry, and this is good. Feeling angry shows that finally you come to your senses and you feel boundaries that other people cannot cross. Now, when you're angry, you start to regain your power. You start to regain self of who you are and why you are here. You are not here just by chance. You're here with a great purpose. You have talents, you're blessed, and you are a loving person. You're sincere, you don't lie. And just because you met this abuser, it doesn't mean that your life has to stop, because you always have a choice to stay or to leave. And once you feel angry, that's when you start to feel more power every day. You just watch your abuser and you plan your escape. Some women, they try to do instant decision and they try to hurry up, to be quick. But to exit toxic relationships, it takes time, because you have to think through every step. You have to think how you're going to provide for yourself. If you have children, you also have to think how you're going to provide for your children, where you are going to live, to stay. Maybe it's going to be shelter for domestic violence victims. Maybe it's going to be a room at your friend's home. You have to search different type of solutions and find the best, and make sure that abuser doesn't know where are you going to go, because if he finds your location, it may end your life, or it may put you in a great danger, and also your loved ones, your kids, maybe your pets, because abusers, they don't like to let their victims go. Abusers always keep all previous exes around, and they come from one ex to another one because they need resources. They're lazy. Abusers are very lazy people. They usually don't work. Even if they work, they still need your resources. They still need your feminine divine energy, because without your divine energy, they cannot survive. They have no energy on their own. They are very dark creatures. So now it's a spiritual war. Once you decide to leave, once you harbor this decision, now the spiritual war starts. These creatures are from the dark world. These creatures, they come here to take your soul away from you. And if you are staying with them, you may think that you know everything about them, and sometimes you think you can manipulate them, but know that they are around you, destroying you invisibly. They dark forces destroying your soul, your body, your physical health, your mental health, even without you noticing it. The changes are very small, but they are damaging and destroying your life. And I also recently was watching stories of women who are staying with their abusers for a very long time, maybe like around 10 years, because of some personal things. They don't have income on their own, so they decide to stay with their abuser at their home because they have no income on their own and they have nowhere to go. So they think they are smart. They think they can outsmart the abuser. But I'm telling you, if you stay with your abuser, you're going to lose your soul. You're going to lose your health eventually. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen over 1, 2, 3 years. No, it's gonna take maybe a decade or 2 decades, 3, 4, 5 decades. But eventually you will die. You will die in your soul, in your heart. You will be dead body walking, or you may get terminal illness such as cancer. So this message is for women who are still staying with their abusers, who still are tolerating abuse. Think about your future and future of your kids. Think about the life you really want to live instead of life you are living right now. Do you really want to feel miserable for the rest of your life? Or do you want to put efforts, make a plan, and leave your abuser forever and start new life fresh? Because you can achieve success. You don't have to tolerate your abuser just because he has a place to live. You don't have to tolerate abuser just because he has income and you don't. You can always go study. Even if you don't have money, you can take a loan and you can study, you can gain knowledge, skills, and start your own career, and you will become successful. Because if you put efforts every single day, you have no choice but to become eventually successful. And many countries, they offer opportunities, great opportunities for people who want to study. So, for example, United States, they offer opportunities even for foreign students to study, and they offer scholarship. They offer different programs, and other countries as well. So you have to be open-minded, because when you just focusing on what you have right now, you focusing on your comfort zone that you have right now, living with your abusers, your years go by so quickly, and you don't become younger, you become older. So my first relationship, I spent almost 4 years with my toxic partner, with my ex-wife. And these years were wasted. I stopped going to the gym. I was in a really great shape before this toxic relationship. But once I was staying with her together under one roof, I just felt dead inside. I didn't have energy to work out. I didn't have energy even to go to a park for a walk. I had no desire to leave my apartment whenever I had free time. I only wanted to stay in my misery, depressed, stressed. It was a very dark place. But once I left that relationship, I started again to go to the gym, to work out, to learn new things, to learn language. Other my toxic relationships, I was able to quickly recognize abusive toxic partners. And even recently, I again made a mistake, and I met a new abuser during my vacation. But I recognized, and within 13 days, I was out of that relationship. He still stalks me on social media.